Hey guys, Maximum RC coming at you with yet another unboxing. This is actually another car from that same company, from the TikTok shop RC Livewires. How about we just get right into it, okay? Now this car is a little bit different. That it's not an off-road vehicle. This one is more of, well, you'll see in a second. Go on ahead and pop this guy open here. Like, again, I want to remind everybody, not sponsored. This is just my own honest review on these vehicles. And if there's something I don't like, you'll know. Just like I did with the Granite Grom, which, you can't see it, but it's right there. I'll let you know my honest opinion on it. You might not agree with them. That's okay. That's, that's an opinion. So, all right. Well, first and foremost, gotta say that this one is called the Hurricane. And I mean, just look at this thing. Just look at this thing, like I was saying. This one, like I said, is called the Hurricane. This thing, it looks really nice once again. And once again, let's go through the box. Shock absorbers, ESC, high-speed motor. This one's actually a brush vehicle. Rubber tires. This one has taillights on it, which I thought was really cool. 7.4 volt lithium ion battery. And a decent servo, according to them. So, let's open this guy actually up. And let me bring you guys down a little bit. And let's take a better look into it, okay? Alrighty. I mean, just honestly, just look at the box. Look at the drawing on this thing. This thing, oh, it's bringing back Mustang vibes. It's giving me Mustang or old Camaro vibes. Alright, so Suchi U RC model. And the way that this thing is presented, look at it. That's nice and clean. I'm really liking the way that this thing is. Wow. The color looks really nice on it. Just alright, so let's keep going. Okay, we are greeted by one box. Let's see what's inside the box. Once again. There you are. Alright, so let's take a look at what's in here. I opened it from the opposite end. Okay, that ought to do it. Let me roll up my sleeves for this one. Alright, first and foremost, on the first box, we have the remote. Look at this. Now this one actually does have multiple speeds as well. This one does have 3 speeds. So if you can take a look at this remote, it's actually pretty decent. As usual, 3 AA batteries, not bad. Not that difficult of Okay, so I'm opening this as I go along, so you're gonna have to forgive me. So we have the steering trim, we have the steering dual rate on off button, and the steering reverse. That way you can, if you don't know, you can reverse the servo motion. So you reverse it. Then right here, this little switch, it's the speeds. If I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Hey, you guys can see that high, medium, and low. This is actually really decent foam on it, foam material. It's not cheap and plastically like others. The actual wheel, it has a nice little painted rotor inside, and it does have a channel 3 button as well. Why the channel 3? You'll see in a second. Let's put the remote to the side. And in regards with this box, that was all that was in it. So away it goes. Ooh. Now comes the second and the best part of this, which actually is really well secured by the handle. Give me 1 second. There it goes. All right. So just take a look at the car itself. Okay, so this right here looks like it's damaged, but it's actually just a protective plastic. So the rest of the car that looks scuffed and everything, which I'm actually now taking a look, it's actually the protective plastic covering for the body so it won't get damaged in transit. That's always a good sign. We'll put the car to the side for now, but I mean, like, just look at this thing. This thing looks really, really nice. The color is really nice on it. All right, so underneath the car, we have a bag of goodies. We have, wow. Oh, this is gonna be fun. We have hard tires. This is actually considered a drift car. So we have hard drifting tires. Get them all out of the bag for y'all. So you can see nice hard plastic drifting tires. That's nice. That is nice. You get another set of drift tires. The tires that are on the car right now, they're actually on-road tires. So we'll put the tires to the side. Let's keep going with the little package. I dropped a piece. We have, obviously, the battery charger. Typical USB charger for these guys. Screwdriver. You know, it's amazing how many of these little screwdrivers I have nowadays. We have instruction manual with look at that, with exploded images on them of the car, of the parts. Now, the instruction manual does come in both languages, Chinese, or what I believe is Chinese, I'm sorry if it's not, in English, or what I believe is English, I'm sorry if it's not. So basically it's stating the basic stuff, you know, the remote takes 3 AA batteries and so on and so forth. It includes a baggie of what looks to be LED strip lights. These are gonna be fun to see where they go. Let's take a look at the instruction manual. Let's see if it says where those LED strip lights go. Or unless if they're add-ons. It has angel eye lights on it on the front, but we'll get to that. All these schematics and diagrams for the car. These things are, now again, just like the Cosmo Run, this instruction manual is good for, looks 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 3. It's good for 3 different RC vehicles. So these schematics will be for all 3 different vehicles in general. But the good part is that all in all, they're pretty much, all of them are pretty much similar. Okay, so doesn't seem to say where those little LED light strips will go, but I mean, they included them, so I'm sure, you know, more than likely they're gonna be for the body itself. But we'll get to that in a second. Then the baggie also includes, and I'm not gonna take them out because I really don't feel like doing a cleanup. It includes more body clips, a couple pieces of hardware, a couple screws, and suspension spacers. Alright, so let's put this guy back and let's get to get to the good part, which is the actual car, and we'll figure out those LEDs as we go. Can't forget the tires. Okay, and we'll put this to the side. And now onto the car. Let me go ahead and cut these off. Alright, I went ahead and cut the zip ties off, and I also put batteries on the remote. So we're gonna go ahead and take out the car. There goes one, and there goes the front, and like always we'll put this away. Now let's take a look at the actual car. Once again, good weight to it, but I'm sure that's also because the battery is in there. All in all, if you take a look, it does have headlights like I mentioned. Wheels look really decent. I see what those spare things are. There is one little thing I'm not too happy with, but we'll take a look at that in a second. Inside the wheels, you can actually see that there's rotors in there as well, and seems like it's a four-wheel drive car. How about that, huh? Got little purple pieces. Looks nice. I really do like the way that this car looks. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys are able to catch it in the camera, but this thing actually looks really, really nice. Even the hood intake, look at that. They did a very good job with it. It's not just closed off or anything. They actually left it open. Now, unfortunately, they don't move, but just like that, it actually looks really, really nice. I really do like how they did that right there. So let's go on ahead and let's take off the body. One thing we don't think about that much is how difficult taking these pins off can be. I gotta say, for this one, that was extremely simple. And the body comes off, and there's more wires plugged in there. How about that? Oh, huh. Right. So this actually is, it's actually really nice. Very, very nice. Okay, so we're gonna be very careful here because the body is attached. We're gonna be very careful. There it is. The body is attached to the actual chassis because of the two wires. You can always remove them, but I'm just gonna let them be for now. So it comes with, actually, you know what? So now taking off the body, comes with a decently sized lithium ion. That's actually really nice. Seems to be about the same size as the Cosmo Run came with. And what I like about these size batteries is actually they're very common sizes. So any other LiPo battery about this size will fit. These guys are usually used in helicopters or flying. Well, helicopters fly, right? They're usually used in helicopters and stuff like that. So I like that. Other thing I'm looking at here is, like always, it does come with a 2-in-1 ESC receiver. And here's the one thing that I didn't like that much. Alright, and now I've said this before, that I'm not too happy when the cars do this. But this is actually a 5-wire servo. This is a beginner hobby grade drift car. So, I mean, it's good because now you're going to have to learn how to swap this guy out. And honestly, if you're going to be swapping this guy out, if you're going to be swapping the ESC out, that means you have to swap out the servo as well to a 3-wire one, because as far as I'm concerned, there is no actual aftermarket ESC that will accept the 5-wire. I could be wrong. That just might be me. So with that being said, from there on out, that's the only thing I really don't like about this car. But that's just me probably just being picky. It's really not that big of a deal as long as the servo holds out. So we're going to see how long the servo actually holds out before we have to swap it. I haven't really had to swap any other servos out from any of my rigs. Actually, they're all on the original servos. The ones that you see there, obviously, the Grom itself, it's a new car. The Gorgon, it's a new car. But you can kind of see it all the way at the end. I do have my 8979, that's on the original servo. I'll bring you up. That infraction that's in the corner, and underneath it is one of my crawlers. Those are all on the original electronics, but I digress. So we'll see how good the servo is. We'll see how long it lasts. It's really not that big of a deal, and it's a good opportunity to learn how to go ahead and upgrade and update these cars. From there on out, we have an aluminum center brace, which is actually really nice. So that means that these little purple things, these little purple things are also aluminum. That's a plus. Little aluminum center brace. The shocks, yeah, they're nice and stiff for what the car is. They're stiff. I like that, because we gotta remember, this is supposed to be an on-road car. We don't want the suspension to be too soft. Overall, that's really nice. I really do like this. So let's go on ahead and plug it in, and let's take a look at the lighting. And yes, I'm pretty certain at this point that those light strips are probably gonna be so you can put them inside here. I do see there's 2 more spaces for those strips, which is actually kind of nice. We might actually go ahead and take a look at those as well. So let's go on ahead and plug in the battery. Make sure it's off. It should be off. Okay. Battery's plugged in. We'll see how much juice the battery has too. Again, you saw me open it, so I'm pretty sure it's not gonna have a lot of it. Golden rule as always, the remote on first. Now that the remote is on, we're gonna go on ahead and power on the car. There it is, car is on. So let's take a look at this servo. It's a little on the slow side, I'll give it that. Let me trim it up. There you go. And the dual rate is all the way up. So yeah, let's take a look at the servo once again. Okay, yeah, it's a little on the slow side, but again, it's a beginner RC hobby. It's a beginner RC hobby grade car, so I can understand that. So now let's take a look. The low speed, high speed, medium speed. Okay, and the high speed. Medium and low. That's actually really nice. Alrighty. Okay, so let's plug in the lights and let's see if they work. Let's see what they do. Go on ahead and plug the car back in the front end. And they do have the way that they go. So I'm gonna guess that this guy, see, that's why you guys gotta pay attention when you remove stuff and not just pull it off like I did. Yeah, this guy should go here. Yes, I am doing it right, and I'll show you guys how I figured out that I'm doing it right. And then this guy should be plugged into here. Again, we gotta be gentle with these wires. We don't want them snapping or getting damaged in any way, shape, or form, because there is tiny pins in here. And this is not so good for giant fingers. Giant fat fingers I should have had. There you go. Okay, everything is plugged in. And there is a little surprise for everybody in a second here. Let's put the body back on. Be very careful when you put it on. Alrighty. This looks really nice. I'm very happy with this, honestly. Minus the servo, the 5-wire servo, and I'm not too crazy about, but for a beginner RC, I can see why it is, especially for 2-in-1. There you go. That's a little bit better of a view. Look at that! Turn signals. Hey! Channel 3 runs the lights. Oh, look at that. Hold on. Let me go on ahead and shut off the house lights so you guys can actually see what I'm seeing here. Look at that. Headlights with those angel eyes on. Completely everything off. Headlights and angel eyes. The angel lights. I know it's really hard to see. I'm sorry. There you go. The angel lights are breathing. Everything on. Just the angel lights on. It's just a headlight. And then the angel eyes just breathing. And see, here's the thing. Here's what they're doing, okay? And again, I'm sorry. I know it's hard to see on camera, but it starts. Yeah, it starts from one side and it goes in a circle until everything is on. But that's not it, my friends. That's not all that this car has. Let's just go on ahead. There you go. That's just the angel eyes. But there is one more thing about this car. Not only does it have headlights, it also has its tail lights. Just look at that. Okay, so maybe we can lower the body a tiny little bit to line them up, but that's not a big deal, honestly. That's more being picky again. So, just like the front, they do have turn signals. That is actually really, really nice. Let me go on ahead and turn on the house lights real quick. And we're going to see what those other LED lights do. So lights go on. Now we're going to take off the body. Gently, because it does have wires. Remember that. There you go. We're going to go back into the trusty box. I'm going to grab those LED lights, the LED strips. And now we're going to take a look at these guys and excuse me, by the way, and see what they do and what color they are. Okay, so excuse me. I'm gonna go ahead and take off this warning label, which basically only thing it's doing is just warning you not to touch the hot motor. Okay. Now we're gonna make sure that both wires are the same length so that there's no surprises that one goes to the left, one goes to the right. No, they're both the same length. So let's take off the sticky pad and let's go with the other side first, because the other side is going to be the longer side. And I think the only downside with this, actually, I'm not gonna put them on just now. I'm gonna make sure that they work properly, and then I'm actually gonna go ahead and fully waterproof them, because I have a feeling that these guys are definitely not waterproof or even water resistant for that matter. Alright, so first and foremost, audio might sound a little bit different now. I lost my microphone, it died out on me, so I do apologize. We were plugging in these lights. Like I was saying, I will actually use conformal coating for these guys to fully waterproof them. If you want to learn what conformal coating is, how it gets used and what it does properly, go ahead and check out my other video where I actually use it to waterproof a receiver. Yeah, it was a receiver. So for now, let's go ahead and plug in these lights just to make sure that they work. There goes one. Again, fat fingers, small crevices. And turn on the car, and there you go. Sorry about that. There you are. The light strips work as intended. There's no LEDs out or anything. So we're gonna go ahead and very carefully take them off. Just like so. The other thing I'm looking at here is that that is actually a whole light setup. So it's an actual, go ahead and shut off the car for a second here. Okay, so it's an actual light setup. It's like an actual box that gets connected by 3 wires. By the looks of it, it would take a little work, but you can actually make this whole light kit work with a regular receiver and ESC. Like I said, it would just take a little bit of extra work so you can figure out the channels, but it is possible. Okay, so let's go on ahead. Those LED light strips work. Let's put on the body back on the car. And let's just run it around the basement here real quick, just to see how it runs, how it works. I'm not expecting it to do a lot of drifting, for lack of a better term, mainly for the sole reason that it does have on-road tires, and I really don't feel like swapping tires right now. So let's go ahead and let's see how it rolls on the ground. Alright, so we're gonna run this little guy in here for a little bit. First and foremost, I'm not sure how long I'm gonna be able to run it for. I didn't charge the battery. Remember to always charge your battery when you first receive it for at least an hour to 2 hours in order to be able to actually enjoy the car for its allotted time. Secondly, when it comes to drifting and donuts and everything, I'm not sure how good that's gonna work right now. It still does have the road tires on. It doesn't have the drifting tires, but let's give it a shot. First crash. Alright, let's raise the speed to medium. There you go. Ooh. I guess we're gonna find out how durable the car is. medium. Let's go back to low for a second, low speed. Alright, low speed it's gonna be more easy to control especially for the first timer. But yeah, let's keep on going with the low speed right now once again. Even on low speed, it's pretty good. Let's go back to medium. And let's go high, just for a second. And there you have it, the Hurricane. I gotta say, for the price point on this car, it's actually really decent. I really liked it. All the lights that it includes, the extra light strips that it includes as well. It controls itself decently. It has good response on the throttle, good response on the brakes, reverse. The servo is it's better than I thought it would be actually. The only downside to the car that I personally don't like, doesn't mean that it's gonna affect you in any way, shape, or form, is the fact that the servo is actually a 5-wire servo against a 3-wire servo like we saw on the Cosmo run. But from there on out, the car is really decent. I really like it, and honestly, with the upcoming holiday season, this thing would be perfect for any young kid that's gonna get started out, that wants to get started out with the RC hobby, or if they're asking you for an RC car or something like that. This would be a good, inexpensive way to start, because let's face it, we don't know if they're ever gonna stick with it. We don't know how long it's gonna last them, how long is it gonna hold their attention for, basically, you know? So overall, my view on this car, I like it. I got really nothing else to say. It's a really good car for the price point on it. The car was actually purchased once again from the TikTok shop, from the company called RC Livewires. I'll post a link down below if I'm able to. If not, just visit them over on TikTok, and that's about all there really is to it, guys. So big shout out to RC Livewires. They're always having great deals, especially when they're live. And that's it. This was Maxman RC. Have a good night.